Losses in a transformer. Generally, we know that there are two types of losses in a transformer. One is constant losses and another is variable losses. Coming to first one, constant losses, which is also known as core losses or iron losses represented by Pi. These losses are called constant losses because they are not dependent upon load and they will be constant even though load increases or decreases. So again these losses are divided into two types. One is hysteresis losses and another is eddy current losses. So coming to the first one, which is hysteresis losses, these are due to alternating flux in a magnetic core of a transformer which undergoes a cycle of magnetism and demagnetization. So due to cycle of magnetization and demagnetization, these losses will occur. So actual definition is due to alternating flux in a magnetic core of transformer, it undergoes a cycle of magnetization and demagnetization. So due to this, these losses will be occurring. That is known as hysteresis losses. And due to this hysteresis, there will be losses and whose function is generally given by hysteresis losses function mainly depends upon hysteresis constant of that material what we are using for the transformer core. Hysteresis losses is given by some constant Kh into Bm, that is maximum flux density, to the power of 1.67 into F into V, where Kh is the hysteresis constant depends upon material and Bm is the maximum flux density and F is the frequency and V is the volume of the material what we are using for the magnetic core, and the units of hysteresis losses is in watts. So Kh is a hysteresis constant depending upon the material. So for each material they will be having some hysteresis constant, and this constant value is changed when we change the material used for the magnetic core. And Bm is the maximum flux density which is of constant value, and F is the frequency which is also a constant value, and V is the volume. So this is a formula for hysteresis losses. In the same way, just as hysteresis losses, there is one more losses that is known as eddy current losses. And these eddy currents are due to induced EMF which is resultant of the flux. These induced EMF will create eddy currents in the iron core, and this eddy current is nothing but due to losses. As the flux induces induced EMF, and these induced EMF will create eddy current in the core, and this eddy current losses is given by some constant Ke, that is eddy current constant, into B maximum square into frequency square into T say, that is thickness of the material square, and the units is watts per unit volume, where K is the eddy current constant, Bm is the maximum flux density, F is the frequency, and T is the thickness of the core. And these two losses, that is hysteresis losses and eddy current losses, these both combinations known as iron losses, and these iron losses can be minimized by using a high grade core material. And for any material these losses will be constant, and not to minimize these losses, the iron core what we are using for the transformer should be of high grade, and the manufacturers has to be keep in mind in order to minimize hysteresis losses and eddy current losses. Okay, these are about constant losses. Next one, copper losses, which is also known as variable losses, represented by PCU, and these are the losses due to power wastage in the form of I square R losses. So these are losses which are due to power wastages in the form of I square R losses, and I square R losses will be in the primary winding as well as in secondary winding also, so that the total copper losses of a given transformer will be equal to I1 square R1, that is primary copper losses, plus I2 square R2, which is secondary copper losses. and we have already derived this derivation. Total copper losses will be equal to I1 square into R1E or else I2 square into R2E. So this is about copper losses. And the total losses in a transformer will be combination of constant losses and variable losses, that is iron losses plus copper losses. This is about different losses in a transformer. Next, coming to the efficiency of a transformer, the term efficiency is nothing but it is a ratio of output power to the input power. And before doing though, let us consider the output power. So power output is nothing but the power input to a transformer minus total losses. And from this we can also write as power input is equal to power output plus total losses. Power output plus total losses. And total losses is nothing but combination of iron losses plus copper losses. So power output plus Pi plus PCU. And next, actual definition for efficiency represented by eta is power output by the power input. And we can write power output as in terms of power output only, and power input can be rewritten in terms of power output, that is power output plus losses. So power output by power output plus losses means Pi plus PCU. And we know that the power output is nothing but V2 I2 cos phi, that is VA rating into cos phi, power output of a given transformer. Now substitute these values in the efficiency. We will get V2 I2 cos phi divided by V2 I2 cos phi 2 plus Pi plus I2 square R2E. This is the efficiency of a transformer. So power output losses can be either in terms of primary or secondary, but generally we will refer in secondary only, that is I2 square R2E. And the same formula, efficiency formula, in terms of VA rating can be written as VA rating cos phi 2 divided by VA rating cos phi 2 plus Pi plus I2 square R2E. This is the formula for efficiency, and if you want to calculate the percentage efficiency, then we should be multiplied with 100. This is the general formula for efficiency, and if we want to percentage efficiency, then you should be multiplied with 100. And the same efficiency formula, it is at full load, but at a fraction of load can also be found out. Then the efficiency of some fraction of load, it may be 1/4 load or 1.5 load or any type of load, is given by the formula n into VA rating cos phi 2, where n is the fraction of the load. It may be 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, how much, divided by n into VA rating into cos phi 2 plus Pi plus n square into I2 square R2E. Here n square, which is number, because I square is known, so for I square it should be multiplied with n square, where n is the fraction of the load. Okay, this is about the efficiency of a transformer. Next, coming to the predetermination of efficiency and regulation. This can be determined efficiency and regulation by using the two types of tests, that is OC test, that is open circuit test, and short circuit test, which is nothing but SC test. The advantage of these two tests is without wastage of losses, the test will be conducted. That means the transformer is without loading, we can able to find efficiency and regulation. So efficiency and regulation can be found out without using formulas by conducting these two types of tests, open circuit test and short circuit test. The advantage is without wastage of losses, we can able to conduct. And this will be first one, open circuit test, which will be similar to our lab demo in the same pattern. So for this, consider a circuit diagram in which the primary winding is connected to a 230 volt single phase supply through a DPST switch. So DPST switch full form is double pole single throw switch, and this is a variac, that is single phase variable transformer, and connected to the ammeter in order to find the current, which is connected to the wattmeter in order to find the power, and these terminals will be MLCV, the terminals of a wattmeter, and which is connected to the primary winding of a transformer. Primary, in SC test, the primary winding is low voltage side and secondary winding is high voltage side. Since the open circuit, secondary winding of a transformer will be in open circuit, so it is V2. So V2 and D2 both are equal in this case because secondary is open. So open circuit voltage is which is nothing but high voltage side, and MLCV are the terminals of the wattmeter, and this is the ammeter. This is single phase variac, and it is 230 volts V1 of single phase AC supply, and this is the DPST switch. With a single throw we can able to operate the double pole. So DPST, double pole single throw switch. So this is the circuit diagram what we are using in laboratory also. So this variac can be varied from minimum to maximum position, and for OC test this variac is varied up to the rated voltage. So when primary voltage is set to its rated value with the help of variac, then we have to note down the values of ammeter and voltmeter. In between low voltage and high voltage there will be a core which is represented by the parallel lines. Okay, so the test is conducted for a single step only, that is we have to note down only one value. For that value, by using the auto transformer, we have to vary its auto transformer value up to rated voltage. So rated voltage of a transformer, which is given on the nameplate details. So the primary voltage is set to its rated value with the help of a variac, and note down the I0 and W0 values. I0 means this no load current, because the transformer is open circuited, it is known as no load condition. So the ammeter will give the I0 value and wattmeter will reach the W0 value. So during OC test, the values what we are obtained are V0, I0 and W0, where V0 is a rated value, I0 is a current at rated voltage, and W0 is the wattmeter reading at rated voltage value. Okay. So for note down the V0 value, a voltmeter should be connected in parallel with the auto transformer. So V0 is a rated value. So these are three values what we have to measure during OC test: voltmeter reading value, ammeter reading value, and wattmeter reading value. Out of these three, voltmeter value will be rated. Then I0 value is nothing but no load current, and W0 is nothing but power input during no load. These values will be obtained from the tabular form, and these are also known. And since I0 is known value, we can calculate the IM, magnetizing component of no load, and IC, core loss component of the no load. IM is nothing but I0 sin phi naught, and IC nothing but I0 cos phi naught. IM is in terms of psi, IC means in terms of cos. Next, wattmeter reading W0 is given by V0 I0 cos phi. So W0 is nothing but V0 I0 cos phi. So these are the three formulas what must we know for the OC test. And in these three formulas, I0 is the ammeter value, and W0 is the wattmeter value, and V0 is the voltmeter value from the given tabular form. Once these formulas are known, as the current I2 is 0, since secondary winding is open circuited, current I2 will be 0, then I1 value, which is very small value and neglected, then total power input will be given by the total power of output for OC test, that is during no load, will be constant, that is to satisfy its iron losses only. So total power input W naught is nothing but Pi, which is nothing but iron losses. This is the main point. And from that W naught is equal to V naught I naught cos phi naught. We can calculate the cos phi value, which is nothing but cos phi is equal to W naught by V naught into I naught, where W naught is the wattmeter reading, V naught is the voltmeter reading, and I naught is the ammeter reading. From this formula we can calculate the cos phi. Once cos phi is known, IC is nothing but I naught cos phi naught, and later Im is nothing but I naught sin phi naught. So sin phi naught can be found out by using cos phi naught. And R naught value is given by V naught by IC, and X naught value is given by V naught by Im. So these are the main formulas what we are using during OC test. Next, coming to the SC test, that is short circuit test. Now same diagram, since OC test is drawn with the same values, we should be drawing. That is DPST switch, single phase variac, ammeter, voltmeter, wattmeter, which is connected to the primary side of the transformer. And wattmeter contains terminals as MLCV terminals, main, line, common, and voltage terminals. And this is the primary winding, and this is the secondary winding. In OC test, the secondary winding is open circuited, whereas in short circuit test, the secondary winding should be short circuited. And primary side, that is single phase AC supply, DPST switch, single phase variac, MI voltmeter, MI ammeter to measure the current and voltage, wattmeter to measure the wattmeter value during SC test. And SC test is always conducted in high voltage side, and LV side is short circuited. And in SC test, the primary is excited by a rated current. In OC test, the primary is excited with rated voltage, but in coming to the short circuit test, the variac is varied until the transformer will be excited with a rated current with the help of variac. So the primary is excited by rated current with the help of variac, and wattmeter, voltmeter, and ammeter readings are noted. And here the table form consists of VSC, ISC, and WSC, where VSC is the short circuited voltage, ISC is the short circuited current, and WSC is the short circuited wattmeter. And out of these three, ISC is the rated value. Up to a rated current, the variac should be varied, and we have to note down voltmeter and wattmeter readings. And the main formulas in short circuit test is WSC is nothing but VSC into ISC into cos phi SC. And from this, cos phi SC can be written as WSC divided by VSC into ISC. And we have already another formula, that is WSC is nothing but wattmeter value, that is total copper losses during short circuit test, is equal to ISC square R1E or else ISC square R2E. But the meters are connected to the primary side, we should write in terms of R1E. From this, R1 is nothing but WSC by ISC square. Next, impedance Z1 is nothing but VSC divided by ISC. And once Z1E is also having another formula, that is Z1E is equal to root of R1E square plus X1E square. And from the above, we can rewrite X1E as root of Z1E square minus R1E square. So by using these formulas, we can get R1E value, X1E value, and Z1E values. These are the formulas what we are using when we are conducting short circuit test. This test, all the meters are connected to the primary side of a transformer. We are obtaining R1E, X1E, and Z1E. If the meters are connected to the secondary, then we should write R2E, X2E, and Z2E. Now let us do a problem depending on OC and SC, then you will get a clear idea. So a transformer 5 kVA, 500 by 250 volt, 50 Hz single phase transformer gave the following ratings: OC test readings and SC test readings. Then you have to find efficiency, regulation, and efficiency at 60% full load. So first write the given data. So in the both cases, the meters are on HV side, that is high voltage side only. So in OC test, LV side is open circuit. In SC side, in bracket it is written as LV side is short circuit. That means the meters are connected to the HV side only in the both windings, in the both tests. Next, KVA rating is given as 5 into 10 to the power of 3 kVA. Next, V1 is given as 500 and V2 is given as 250. Now, let us write the case of OC test. In open circuit test, it is given as voltmeter reading as 500. So that is V0 is 500 volts and ammeter reading I0 value is 1 ampere and wattmeter reading W0 is 500 watts. But here wattmeter reading will be equal to the losses that is constant losses, that is iron losses. And W0, other formula is V0 I0 cos phi naught, just like in derivation only. From that cos phi naught is nothing but W0 by V0 into I0. And if you substitute those values and calculate, you will obtaining 0.1 cos phi as. And R0 value, and ISC value is nothing but I0 cos phi naught core component, that is we will obtaining 0.1 amperes, and magnetizing component I0 sin phi naught, you will obtaining 0.9949 amperes. Now the R0 formula is V0 by I0, that is you will be obtaining 5000 ohms, and X0 is the nothing but V0 by IM, you will get 502.52 ohms. And in OC test, the wattmeter reading value will be equal to the iron losses value, that is W0 will be equal to iron losses, which is nothing but Pi. SC test, R1 is equal to WSC by IC square. Already it is given in the question that ammeter value is 10 amperes, wattmeter value is 60 watts, and the voltmeter value is 25 volts. And if you substitute those values, we will get R1A as 0.6 ohms. And Z1E formula is VSC by ISC, and if you substitute those two values, you will get 2.5 ohms. And X1 is nothing but root of Z1E square minus R1E square, and if you substitute, you will get 2.4269 ohms. This is about SC test. Same formulas in derivation, you should substitute. Next, first one is find the efficiency on full load at 0.8 power factor lagging. So 0.8 power factor lagging means in the first case we know the kVA rating, that is 5 into 10 to the power of 3, and power factor is given as 0.8. And efficiency formula, when kVA is rating, we have already know the formula, that is VA rating into cos phi divided by VA rating into cos phi plus losses, that is iron losses plus copper losses. Now substitute those values. So VA rating is 5 into 10 to the power of 3, and power factor is nothing but 0.8. And if you want to find the percentage efficiency into 100, divide by VA rating is again 5 into 10 to the power of 3, power factor 0.8 plus OC test wattmeter value, W0 is nothing but Pi value, that is 50. We should substitute it is as Pi. Next, copper losses formula is IC square R1E. We should write in terms of R1E because we have already found out the R1E formula. So ISC square R1E. ISC is nothing but short circuit test ammeter value 10 amperes, and R1 is we have obtained 0.6. And if you substitute those values, you will get 97.32%. This is about the first one. Next, coming to the second part of the question, that is voltage regulation at 0.8 power factor leading. Regulation formula we have already known, in that the formula will be plus or minus, but it is given as 0.8 leading power factor. Leading means we should consider minus sign, that is R1 I1 cos phi minus I1 X1E sin phi, minus means for leading, divide by V1 or E1 into 100. And if substitute all these known values, I1 R1 cos phi means 0.8, and from that you have to find sin phi, and you will get total value is minus 1.95%. Substitute all the known values, V1 value, X1E value, R1E value. Next, coming to third one, efficiency at 60% of full load. In percentage, then you will have the efficiency formula as N into VA rating cos phi divided by N into VA rating cos phi plus Pi plus n square into PCU, that is copper losses. In this, n value is 60 by 100, that is 0.6. As it is given 60%, it is 60 divided by 100, and cos phi value it is given as 0.8 power factor. And if you substitute those values, you will get as 97.103%. This is the efficiency when it is given as percentage of load or fraction of load. And in last one, we have to draw the equivalent circuit diagram, and for that we should be drawing the equivalent circuit diagram referred to primary, because all the values we known is R1E, X1E. So it is, if you draw the equivalent circuit referred to primary, it consists of R1E, X1E, I0, I1, V1, and represent all the known values. We have calculated all values, and all the known values should be represented in that equivalent circuit diagram referred to the primary. So R1 is 0.6, X1 is 2.26, and we know the V1 value, V2 value, I0 value, IC value, IM value. Then we have to substitute all those values in the given equivalent circuit diagram. So I1 dash. So first of all, draw the diagram, and next replace all the known values with the numerical values. That will be sufficient.